Okay, hi everybody. We're back again with a new lesson, which is the conductor and some materials that used as a conductor of heat. So let's start the lesson with page. You have to open your booklet now. You have to open your book now. Page 464. Okay, guys. So our lesson is go with the flow of heat. I think all of you remember the last time when we were talking about how heat moves from the warm object to the cool object. Okay, guys, from the warmer one to the cooler one by what? But it's moved by what exactly? Something we call it was conductor. Okay, guys, so conductor is something that what consider as a link between two objects, which one is warmer and the other one is what exactly is cooler. So hot object, cold object. Okay, heats move through some materials very easily, so we know that some materials that help the heat to move very fast, like what guys exactly, like the silver, iron, copper, that's what I mean. So there are different kinds of metals that help the heat to move very easily and fast, that's what I mean. Okay, guys, so this is examples of some metals that are used in case of making the tools of kitchen, for example, like what, like the iron and copper. All both together are help us for making what exactly the containers and bowls and kettles of the kitchens. You know that the tool that we use it in the kitchen, that's what I mean. So the two kinds of metals here are used to make what, these kinds of tools. Why guys exactly, why we use the tools? So today we will understand, because there is something we call it conductor. Conductor is example of what, of metals that help the heat to move from object to object easily by these mediums. Okay guys, that's what I mean. So let's go now and complete solving what, and complete explaining, sorry, the next slide. Okay, heat move from the oven easily into the pan, this one, the pan where your mom make kofta here. Okay, so heat move from the oven easily into the pan. Okay, but heat move from the pan did not pass through the oven mate or mains. Okay guys, this one we call it mains. Okay, what does mean of mains? This one, the gloves that your mom use it for what, for catching the pan here. Okay, or the girdle, for example. This one is material that what is not conductor. We will learn why this one is not conductor. Okay guys, because some kinds of metal, by the way, some kinds of matters that insulating what exactly the heat. For that reason we call this one what, conductor and not conductor. We can differentiate between them, between conductor and not conductor. Okay guys, so heat move from the oven to the pan easily, but from the pan to the mains it will take time, or it's sometimes not move. Because why? Because this one is conductor but this one is not. Okay, so conductor is a material that allows heat to move through it easily. Okay guys, the material, so any kind of material of them, this one or this one or this one, all these are examples of material that what allows heat to move easily from one object to another. That's what I mean. Okay, for that reason we call it what, conductor. Okay, because it helps the heat move easily and fast. Okay, many heat conductors also conduct electricity well. Okay, so like what, like the copper exactly and iron. So we make the wire exactly, the wires are made of what exactly, of iron and copper. Okay guys, of iron and copper here. This is what we mean. So many heat conductors also conduct electricity well. So solids are better conductor of heat than liquids or gases. We know that sure, solids are much better in conduct heat from one object to another. Because what guys? Because the materials or solids that made of materials like what exactly, of brass or gold or silver or steel or copper, whatever. So I mean there are there are so many materials that are considered as conductors. Okay guys, conductors, it means the material that help the heat to move fast, like what, like these materials, okay, or like these what, metals. Okay, so solids are better conductor of heat than liquids or gases because this one is solid. So what about this one, guys? This one is not solid, this one is solid. So metals is what is solid, sure, but the problem here, the metals are the material that are not conductor. For that reason, why is not conductor, I will explain why some materials or some solid are not conductor, but some other solids are conductor. I will explain why it's happening like this, why some solids are perfect conductor for heats, but some other solids like the rocks or metals or what or wood or rocks, all of them are what exactly, are not conductor or doesn't conduct the heat well from one object to another. Because what exactly? Because there is a reason, there's a particles that made up the object here. Okay, this is what I mean. So I will explain why this one is conductor and this one is not, because both are solid, but why this one is conductor and this one is not, now I will explain, wait for me. So here solid, but anyway you have to keep in your mind that solids are much better in conduction exactly the heat from one object to another. Okay, so solids are better conductor of heat than liquids or gases. That's because why, guys? Because the particles that make up a solid are packed closely together. Okay, I know that. We know the solids because the particles are close in each other. For that reason, the heat will move very fast between the particles. You know what does mean, guys, of particles? If you see here, wait for me, I will show you what does mean of particles, what they mean about the particles here by showing you exactly image. Sorry. Wait, particles, I will show you some, I will show you some images here. Yes, here, this is the particles, this is what I mean. There's a particles inside each object here. These particles will made up what exactly, will made up the solid, liquid and gas. Okay guys, these particles sometimes are close together, are close in each, close with each other, that's what I mean, but sometimes the particles are what, far from each other. For that reason the liquid and gas are not conductor or not like solid, because the particles of the solid always close to each other. For that reason when the heat move, the heat will move fast, because the heat will move through what exactly, the heat will move through the particles itself here. The heat will move through the particles itself, because so for that reason the particles here are close. In this case, when the particles are close to each other, the heat will move between them very fast, very fast. But what about the liquid and gas? No, the heat will not move between them easily, because the particles are themselves are what, are far away from each other or far apart from each other. That's what I mean, far apart from each other. Okay, for that reason they say that here what, the particles of the solid are much better as a conductor of heat than what, liquids or gases, because the particles of the solid close to each other. Okay guys, let's complete now. Okay, so they vibrate. What does mean of that? The particles of the solid vibrate but not move. The particles in solid vibrate but not moving like the liquid or gas. When I told you here the particles of liquid and gas are moving here, but here the particles are what, only vibrate but not move. That's what I mean. So for that reason the particles of the solid not move, but the particles of the liquid and gas what, always in moving. That's what I mean, there is motion here, that's what I mean. Okay, so the vibrate, it's the what, the solids, what, the particles of the solid vibrate but don't move apart much, and heat moves through closed particles so easily. That's what I explained exactly. The heat moves through closed particles so easily. Okay, now let's see your book and revise some more materials that are conductors. Some of them sure are not conductor. Let's see the metal here. This metal is made of what? Of copper. So the copper here, let me zoom in the page here. Okay. So the copper here is the metal that is what conductor. Why guys is conductor? Because the particles of this metal is close with each other. Okay, for that reason the heat will move between the particles very fast, throw the particles of this solid very fast. Okay, what about now? What about the rock here or the stone here, or what about the glass here? Here is the kind of two objects that has what the close particles, but why the heat doesn't move well between the particles of this column or this pole like the metal here, like the wire here? Why guys? Because the particles here, even here the particles are vibrate, but the glass here vibrate. See here what they explain exactly, and I will tell you more information about more than that information that's written in your book here. Because why? You know that guys, they didn't give you more information, or they summarize the lesson here with a few examples, but I will give more details to differentiate between why the particles here take heat more than the image here or the image here. I will tell you why. First of all, let's go to the glass. Glass does not conduct heat well. Okay guys, so glass does not what? Conduct heat well. Why guys does not conduct heat well? Because if you pour boiling water into a metal bowl, the outside of the bowl quickly gets hot. Because why? The particles are what? Surely are close to each other and vibrate, so it will hold the heat between each other and start to move through the particles of what? Of the metal. But what about the glass here? The glass is different here. It will take time, so the heat will move with the particles of the glass slowly. It will move slowly through the particles of the glass. Okay guys, so a glass bowl what gets what? Less energy or less heat, or what we warm more slowly, or what we mean a glass bowl gets warm more slowly. What about the marble here? The marble here guys is the same of the glass also. The marble feel cool when you touch it. Why when you touch this one you find it what? Cool. Why guys? Because the marble particles are what also? Are absorbing the heat so slowly. For that reason the heat will move among the particles here what? Fast or slow? In slow or slowly. Okay guys, the heat will move between the particles here or among the particles here slowly. This is what we mean. So for that reason, but it can still conduct heat away from your body. So it's conduct heat away, or keep the heat away from your body. So when you touch it, for that reason your warm hand will touch the column here or the marble here. You will feel it what? Cool, because it what? Conduct heat away. Conduct heat away from what? From your body, or keep the heat away from your body. Okay guys? Okay. What about the metal here? The metal are great heat conductor because the materials that conduct heat better than others do. So for that reason the particles of the metal here or the copper here vibrate much better than the marble and the glass. Okay, let's go to the next page and we will see more. This bar, the iron bar here, is the example of what exactly? Of metal. Okay, or iron bar or metal bar is what? Is conductor. Okay, is example of conductor. Why is conductor guys? Because if you heat up the end of the bar here, the end of the bar starting to what? starting to absorb the heat from the radiation, from the fire or from the heat resource. Okay guys, so what will happen here? The heat will move from the end to the what, to the last point of the bar, which one is here, but it will take time. So the heat will not, if you heat this one, it will not completely will be hot all. No, it will take time. So the heat will move gradually from the end to the beginning here, where you keep your hand here. So you touch it from here and you heat up the bar from here. For that reason, the heat will move from here to the end of the bar here, where you hold the bar here. Okay, that's what I mean. So see the particles here, see the particles with the red spots or red dots here. It's mean where the particles hold the heat, and here the particles still doesn't, or still what, don't absorb the all heat, or is not completely heat here. Or that's what I mean, is not completely heated up by the what, by the fire here. That's what I mean. So the particles here in the beginning absorb enough energy, but here not yet. Okay guys. So what about now here, if they asking you to solve the question here, okay, in the activity, imagine you touch the handles of all of the 4 spoons here. So you have 4 spoons are what, are kept exactly in the container with hot or boiled water. So what are you doing if you touch them, and what you will find out exactly? Let me see the handle of each one. Okay, let's start with the wood. The wood particles, you will find what? You will find the handle here warm, cool, or hot. Sure, you will find it warm. All of them, by the way, you will find them warm. But which one is the hottest one? I think is the middle. Why guys is the middle is the hottest one? So circle please this one. You have to circle this one. This is the first thing that you have to do it. You have to circle this one. Please. If you follow me, please circle this one. Okay, after you've circled this one, now give reason why this one is hold more energy than others, or than other handles like the porcelain or plastic or wood. Why guys? Who could answer? Okay, I will explain it here by answering the question. Okay, see what I will do. So I will write the answer here. So because metal, okay, because or the metal absorb heat, or we can say the heats move fast. Okay, the heats move fast through metal, or we can say the heats moves heats move quickly. Okay, heats move quickly what? Through the particles of metal faster than other materials. Sorry. Okay, other materials like plastic or wood, like plastic, okay, or wood. Okay, but the question is why the heat move faster in the particles of metal faster than wood or plastic or porcelain? Why guys? I know that the particles, all the particles of solid are vibrate. If you want to tell me because the particles are vibrate in the middle, even in the wood the particles are vibrate. But there is another reason, because there is a physical property of the electrons inside the atom of the metal. Did you remember if you try to research about something, we call it atom. Okay, atom is mean what, guys, exactly? The smallest unit of what? The smallest unit of what? Of objects or matter. The smallest unit of the matter is not particles, by the way. The particles is contain what exactly? Atoms. Each atom has what? Has electron, something we call it electron. Okay, electrons, okay, guys, are what? Something inside the atoms that are what? Move freely, okay, guys, and faster and vibrate faster and freely more than wood and plastic and porcelain. For that reason, the particles the particles of the metal has what exactly? Atoms, like all of them here has atoms, okay, guys. The atoms of the porcelain, the atoms of the plastic, or the atoms of the metal. But the atoms of the metals has different physical properties than different physical properties, not like the porcelain physical properties or plastic physical properties. Each kind of what? Of materials here are different with each other. So atoms has electrons that what? That vibrate and move freely, okay, guys, freely. So for that reason, the atoms of, I forget to write metal, okay, metal, okay. So the atoms of metal, okay, sorry, the atoms of metal the atoms of metal have, we should write here have, not has, because this one is we talking about plural atoms. Atoms of metal have what? Electrons that what? Vibrate and move freely. For that reason, because the particles here, or the so for that reason the particles here are move fast or vibrate faster than the wood and porcelain or plastic, okay, guys. This is what we mean. For that reason we find that all of them are solids, but here this one is the conductor one, because the heat move faster here, okay, guys. Why the heat move faster here in the particles? Because what? Because the atoms inside the particles of the metal what? Has what? Electrons that vibrate and move freely, okay, more than wood or porcelain or plastic. I think now you get the idea why it's happened like this, okay, guys. Oh, sorry. Anyway, we solve it. Okay. Now I will solve with you now the booklet. Okay, open your booklet now, page. If you don't mind, guys, open your booklet page. Sorry, what's happening? What's wrong here? Okay. Yes, page 56. Okay, guys, page 56. I will solve with you. Okay. Question number 1. Complete the following. A material that allows heat to move through it easily is called what exactly, guys? Material that allows heat to move through it easily is called what? Conductor, okay, guys. Conductor, okay. So conductor is what? Is a material that allows heat to move through it easily, okay. We call it what? Conductor. That a material that allows a material, any kind of material, iron, copper, silver, gold, all of these are metals that allow heat to move from one object to another, like the wire of our house, that we use it in the house or in anywhere. The wires, you know the wires, what does it mean of wires? The wires that made of copper. Okay. 2. Many heat conductors also conduct what? Here, what we have to write here, guys. Try to remember. Okay, try to solve with me. In your home, how to, if you want to switch on the light, by what exactly? Which the thing that make the light to open or or any device to work? There's thing that help or energy that make what? The devices work in your home. Like what exactly, guys? What we call this energy, guys? Electricity. Electricity, okay, guys. So electricity, okay. Okay, electricity. What about heat can move? Now number 3, heat can move from one particle to another. Heat can move from one particle to another by conductor. So the conductor will help the heat move. What? Quickly or slowly? Quickly, okay? Quickly, okay? Quickly. Okay, here they asking you give a reason. Solids are better conductors of heat than liquids or gases. Because why, guys? Did you remember? Because why? Because the particles, I told you. But if I give you example, why? If I give you another reason why the iron is conductor more than wood or plastic, because I told you, because what, the particles are vibrate what freely more than other particles of other solids. That's what I mean. So anyway, here solids are why it's much better than gases and liquids as a conductor. Because why, guys? Because the particles, okay? So because let me start from the beginning here, because sometimes okay, because what? Because particles okay, because particles what? Because particles are close, okay? So heat move fast, okay? This is the answer. So this one is the answer, okay? If I will, okay, this one is the answer. Okay, let's go to the next page now. Okay, true and false and correct. Okay, correct it with the right answer. So this one, glass is a conductor, sure is false. The correct answer is what, guys? Wait. I'll try. Like this, okay. So the correct answer is what, guys? See, false. And the correct answer is the glass doesn't what? Conduct heat. The glass what? Doesn't, okay, say conduct heat. So glass doesn't conduct heat. Okay, guys, why it doesn't conduct heat? Because what I told you, because the example of the activity in the book, I solved it with you already. Because the heat, the atoms, because the electrons of atoms inside the glass is not move freely like the metal. Okay, guys, or not vibrate, not move. I told you the solids, the particles in the solid are not moving, but they vibrate for that reason. But there's what the middle, the particles in the middle what vibrate freely and faster than the glass or porcelain. Okay, what about the marble? Feels hot when you touch it. Why, guys? The marbles feel hot. Marble, it feels hot when you touch it. No, sure, false. You feel what? Cold. You feel what? Cold. So you have to write here, your body feel what? Feel cold. Your body feel cold. Feel cold. Feel cool because what, guys? Because it can still conduct heat away from your body. Did you remember? Because it can conduct heat away from your body. I know we take a long time for solving the questions here, but believe me, to understand everything well. So solids are now here. Okay. So solids are better conductor of heat than liquids or gases. This one is true. This one is true. So the last one, some metals conduct heat better than others do. Some metals, okay, or some solids conduct heat better than others do is true. Okay, but why is true, guys? I will tell you why it's true. Okay, here, because what, guys? I told you many times, because the atoms, the some material, I will write the answer here also to remember it also as well. Some materials or matter, some solids or some solids have some solids particles atoms have vibrate some solid particle atoms vibrate freely and faster than other particles in other solids. This one is another, okay, guys? Another. Okay, because some solid particles atoms vibrate freely and faster than another particles in other solids. For that reason, this one is true. Sorry, because some metals conduct heat better than others do. Okay, so this one is true anyway. But I give a reason to only is a scientific reason to understand why the metal heated up more than or absorb heat more than wood or plastic, because all of them are solid, and all of you told me the solid are much better than gas and liquid as a conductor. But I mean, why the solids there are difference what between them in conduction? Because why, guys? Because the particles themselves are what are vibrate freely or not. Okay, okay, now question number 5. Write a scientific term. A material that allows heat to move through it easily is conductor. We should write here conductor. Okay, and here question, circle the heat conductors. Which one what is example of heat conductor? Sure, you have to select this one. Okay, guys, thank you for listening and goodbye.